Reka and Jessica Rabbit. Welcome back to another episode of Soul Healer Podcast. It's your girl Reka and
the Rabbit. Hey.
Okay, so we are back. Welcome back to another week. I hope everything has been going wonderful and smooth and easy.
So far, so good. It's just possible. School's almost done, so that's what I look forward to. Maybe get just a tad bit more sleep.
Yeah, I did not want to get out the bed this morning, so I get it. I now have an 18-year-old with a driver's license who thinks that my car is her car, or as my husband says, our car. So I did not have to wake up early in the butt crack ass of morning to take her to school. She drove herself. So I'm happy about that. Yay!
And then she's going to be dropping you off at the boutique and like, I'll come pick you up.
Exactly. She's like, what time you need me to be there? She did that because I had a class over the weekend and she asked me, could she take my car? No, it wasn't even on the weekend. It was during the week. So she asked, could she take my car? She dropped me off. I'm like, oh, I'll be done around 3. I wasn't done till 4. So she was outside waiting. I was like, oh, now she knows what it feels like because she tells me she gets off work at one time and then I'm waiting in the car for about an hour and I'm like, I'm annoyed. So now she got to see what it felt like. I didn't do it on purpose, but I'm like, she'll be all right. You wanted the car. That's what you get. I can come and go as I please. So, yeah, I'm happy about that. School is almost out. She's about to graduate in June. I'm getting ready for my 2nd annual Costa Rica Soul Retreat. Soul treat, that's what I call it. Treating your soul to wherever it desires to go. That's going to be in July 7th through the 11th. So I'm excited about that. A wonderful group of ladies coming with me. So I'm finalizing all of those things. Got my flight. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I wish you could come with me.
I know. I wish I could too. Hopefully I can get some money. Things have been really, really tight. I don't even know how I'm going to do a family vacation, to be honest with you. It's like, how are we going to do this? And it's, oh my gosh. I kind of miss his old boss because he would like throw him money every so often. Like, here, you guys need to do something. Here you go. And now he doesn't get that anymore. So I'm like, I should have been saving money. Like you think about it, like later, like, dang, if I would have just saved some of that money.
I feel like you're talking to me because we haven't even gotten our taxes back yet. And girl, I was looking up arcade games. We went to Dave & Buster's yesterday, my husband and I, for a little date and playing basketball and all these different games, having a drink, eating some wings. Came home, I'm like, I want to get an arcade system for the house or a pool table with ping pong. And I'm like, I'm such a big kid. I'm like, Reka, most of these games are 2-player games. So just because you want to play it doesn't mean anybody else is going to want to play with you.
Pac-Man, you can do some of them by yourself.
Well, like the Pac-Man, yeah, because it's the stand-up one with the little joystick. So yeah, that one. But I couldn't find one that had all of the games that I would like. It was like some bootleg games that probably never made it to the shelves that they just put on a machine just to get it out there. But I'm like, okay, I would love Mortal Kombat and Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Tetris, Centipede, like all of those hot, popular games on there. But those machines are like $3,000.
Did you try Walmart? Walmart has them.
The big ones?
Yeah.
I've seen those big arcade on the website, not in person, right?
I actually saw it at one of the stores. I think somebody must have returned it and they had it in the store. Yeah, so check Walmart.
I was definitely check that out. Because I'm all over Amazon. So I'm like, let me find it. Let me see if I can find it on Amazon. If I find it on Amazon, I can make payments. My husband was like, you're spending money before you even get it. So I was like, oh, okay.
You know what else you can check? My favorite place, Wayfair.
Yes, you love you some Wayfair. You probably got some coupons too.
I probably do. I probably do. Yes. Try Wayfair because Wayfair has everything.
Okay, I will definitely try Wayfair. And when you mentioned like finances and saving money, I do have a client of mine who specializes in financial literacy and teaching people different things. So I did mention the podcast to her, and I asked her if she would mind being a guest, or she would be open to being a guest on the podcast. Maybe she can give us some tips or some tools of how to save or get back on track, or whatever she's open. Because girl, we were supposed to be doing a session on her, and she's telling me some tips, and I'm like, okay, y'all got to remember, this is about you, not me. But yeah, so on today's episode, we're going to recap some shows, and then we're going to do a little Q&A, question and answer. Someone sent us in a question, so we're going to do that with you guys. And the shows we're going to recap, it's only 2 today. What, 3?
Yes.
3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to recap Snowfall, Power, and Beef.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why I get so excited when I say beef. Beef.
Right.
Oh, goodness. So let's see. Snowfall's gone, right?
No.
Yeah,
I think it didn't end. It didn't end yet. We're getting close to the end though.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we can do Snowfall first.
Okay.
How did you feel about how that episode ended? Well, I guess we shouldn't talk about the ending first, right?
So spoiler alert.
She did the robot. Okay, Snowfall. Franklin. Okay. You know what I didn't notice? They did not recap what happened with, I got her name wrong the last episode. I knew it was a Neek somewhere in there. Marinique. Is that?
Oh, yeah.
Veronique.
Yeah.
She's gonna be Meek. They didn't say whether she had a miscarriage, what was going on.
Yeah, and even in there, she really didn't talk about the baby.
She didn't. So when she called him on the phone, I was just like, is she going to tell him now? But I guess he was going through some other stuff. So she was like, you know what? We'll talk about that later. He needs to have his head in the game. That's what I'm thinking. She's like, no, he needs to focus, and he needs to like be a man right now. I don't need him breaking down or something. I'm like, did she have a miscarriage or what? Because you're going to show her falling down to the floor like something was wrong and then never bring it back up.
Or maybe she was just that distraught over, maybe she thought he was going to die. And I don't know. Like, yeah. That was weird.
Brought her down to her knees. I get so weak. I can hardly. Oh, so distracted. Okay. When she bought that corn oil out of her purse,
my husband said,
I was like, I can't watch.
I didn't watch either. My husband said he said, wow, somebody thought about it. He said, if he would torture a person, that's what he would have done. He always said that. And
your husband would have, or Teddy would have?
My husband, he said he would have done that. He said, I will put their hand in the hot grease, not pour it on them yet. Because I will fry their hand up.
Y'all are dangerous.
I put the cover over my head. I was like, I don't want to watch. Let me know when it's over. I don't want to see, because I didn't have bad dreams. I would have had bad dreams about that. And I'm like, I don't want that in the middle of my dreams.
I told my husband that too. I was like, I can't watch. Tell me when it's over. I can't watch. Tell me when it's over. He's just looking.
Yeah, my husband too. Like, yeah. Ooh. And I'm like, how are you just watching that?
But I did turn around. After the fact.
Yes.
I was like, okay, it's not that bad, but I didn't want to see the actual action happening at that time.
Yeah, listen.
Call me a punk. I don't care. But I don't want those images in my mind. So I get it. But yeah, torturing him, and then torturing Teddy, I should say. Mm-hmm. And then offering to give him up to, it wasn't the KGB. Who did they call? The feds?
No, it was the I think the Colombians. Were they Colombian
Oh,
or something?
they offered to give up Teddy and the KGB guy.
Mm-hmm. And then he thought that money popped in his head because it was like 73 million or something, or 70.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we both can get 37. I can split that with my crew. He can go ahead and do him and his mama. The mess up part, his mother wants Alton so bad.
And he's saying Alton's still alive. Do you think he's really still alive?
No, he said that, and he's desperate. So you're gonna say anything to get someone not to kill you, to keep you along just a little bit longer, because he swears somebody's gonna come looking for him and is going to save him, and you're gonna get arrested. So if I tell her he's still alive, she's gonna want to know where he is. So now they have to keep me alive in order to find him.
Right. But his girl might help finding him, because didn't she go to somebody and said, I haven't talked to him since this, and he was going to this location.
She did go to talk to someone, but I don't think they really care about him that much anymore.
Yeah, they don't need him.
Hmm.
But that money was so close. Like, they're missing mortgage payments. Their water is running dry. They're about to get real desperate. And then Sissy. It's always a plot twist.
No, it is. I was watching TikTok, and I'll send you the link so you could post it on here. Like when the girl said, when you see anybody come in that sweater in a movie or in real life, you know they don't give a shit about themselves. They ain't gonna give a shit about you.
No, for real. When she showed up looking like this, look at it. Take a good look at it. That gray fucking cardigan sis has on. What movie character that ever wore that sweater? They was playing with you. No. Y'all should take what happened on last night's episode and apply it to real life. Because anytime a person show up with a sweater like that in broad fucking daylight, y'all remember Sissy. Y'all remember Sissy always kept her hair fried, dyed, laid to the side, okay? They was up in Cuba. She had the braids slayed, okay? Sissy always kept herself looking like Sissy, okay? But then all of a sudden, she show up to this fucking meeting in that fucking sweater. And she said she wanted to see if her son gave a fuck about her being in his life. Oh, that was it. Oh, that was it.
I said that when she came up there, and the look on her face, and she said, so after this, I don't care about seeing you, my grandchild, or nothing else. We done, right? He said, yeah, we done. So I was like, is she up to something? So when she asked him, so Alton's still alive, and the way he said it, he put the nail in his own coffin. Because see, he thought he was scot-free, and that's that arrogance.
Yep. She was like, okay, none of y'all getting shit. I was like, okay, she's the martyr. She's gonna die for some other people's sins. She's gonna get put away for other people's sins. She's like, I ain't got nothing else to lose. What else I gotta lose? I already lost my son.
I lost my son, lost a grandchild, I lost my husband. I lost my brother.
She lost everybody.
Yeah. What am I gonna do? Okay, put me in jail. But she told him, you care about money too much. Yo, when he got on that phone, was like, what's the password? What's the password?
Daddy, wake up. One more. Just finish. That shit was gone. He should have known. It was gone. Shots fired.
He ran.
Was he dead?
Yeah, he was
no,
dead.
I never. If they don't show them going out in the body bag, I always question: are they really dead? Are they really dead?
That's true.
Really dead?
That's true, because on the other show, Power.
Yeah.
So I'm like.
So Louis. I knew Louis was going to get back at the police officer, because she knew that Jerome called him looking for help, and his crackhead ass was just out of it. So I knew she was going to come back to retaliate on him. I just didn't know when or how. And then she got him and was ready to leave. I'm thinking she was going to Jamaica, maybe, to get away. And then they ran up in her shit.
And Franklin knew it, and he told her at the last minute. See, Franklin got his coming to him. And that's why it's like, to the point that you don't even feel sorry. I feel sorry for the child not having a father. But I don't feel sorry for him, because at this moment, you deserve it.
Yeah, he be doing too much. He be doing too much.
There's always the ones that get away with it too.
Right. So with Louis, I'm trying to remember how it ended with Louis. She killed the police officer. She was on the run. He picked her up. Just take me to this place. He was trying to get her for the money. You give me half. So she was like, "No, I'm not doing that." So now she's on the run.
Because he was going to the bathroom. He said, "I need to stop and take a piss."
Yeah.
And then she found his phone on the pager, saw the number, and was like, "I got the gun." This nigga over there smoking. He said that.
Got him. So now she's going to be on the run. Or I think she's definitely going to start up fresh somewhere else. She's not going to be able to get away from the life if she's still alive. I don't think she will. She knows how to do too much. She knows how much money it'll get her. I don't know, but we'll see about that. But Sissy's going to be gone. She's going to be locked away. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next with them. Did they show anything with Leon this episode?
And just, this is a little bit, but nothing like to the point of saying, okay, this is where his fate is.
Right.
You know. And even his girl, Wanda wasn't in it. And Franklin's baby mother, she looked fine when she bought the oil. So I'm like, okay, everything all right with you? You're not saying anything?
Right. And she was just sitting out there listening to everything. Like, she was numb.
Yeah, she was.
She definitely seemed numb.
She's probably just waiting. It's like, you're waiting for the inevitable, like, when are they going to run down? Are they going to run down and take me with him? Am I going to have this baby in jail and have to, them take my baby away? Like, I bet you that's all running through her head now.
Yeah.
You got her tied up. I'm like, how selfish could you be to get the mother of your child tied up into that as well?
Yeah, it's sad. Well, we shall see. I think the next episode probably comes out Thursday night, Friday morning, something like that. So by the time you guys see this, there'll be another episode about to come out. So we're just recapping last week. And now we will recap Power. I've got the power. Now, I will be honest. I'm going to be very honest. I think I might have been a little inebriated during this episode, or just distracted doing other stuff. I was seeing some stuff and I was like, oh, damn, I missed something. Oh, what happened? But I was like, I'm sure Jessica Rabbit's saying it, so she'll help me remember. Yes. I got to be honest with y'all in case I'm like, huh? Well, they said that? So I definitely see Tate hooking up with the teacher, the new teacher, because they seemed like they were together before.
Yes.
So I definitely see them about to hook up because he needs that family presence, or at least look like a couple or family or something. Effie and Tariq all dressed up like little ghosts, and his wifey. Damn, why can't I remember her name? Tasha. Little ghost and little Tasha. A lot going on with that. Braden
into something. Braden's just like, oh my gosh, get it together, boy.
And they found the CI's phone. I knew it had pictures of Braden in it on that phone, but
Yes.
I didn't know it had pictures of everybody.
Yeah, because they were taking pictures at the motel, and they got that connect because the cousin was locked up with him, so they got that, which is good. They destroyed the phone. I was like, okay, that's one thing down.
And they finally slept together.
Mm-hmm.
Kissing cousins.
Mm-hmm. And
Slept
then
together.
they end up in,
Go ahead. What'd you say?
I said they end up in Italy, but no, what part? What you about to say?
Lorenzo did come out and admit it, because I think we were talking about, like, if he came out and actually told her what he did, maybe she might have some grace. And I'm like,
he had to tell her when he did it.
Mm-hmm.
The moment it happened, he was supposed to say, Mo, oh shit, I'm sorry. I shot Zeke. I thought it was Dante. Or what was it? What's Mecca? I thought it was Mecca.
Oh, Mecca.
Mecca.
Both names. Shit.
Yeah. He should have said that right when it happened. She would have been pissed, but she would have accepted the fact that he did it by mistake. Okay. But you waited this long, and she said, you saw me looking for him. And you didn't say nothing.
And you told me somebody else did it. So you saw me grieving. Her grief then turned to rage. So now she's definitely, no, I'm not giving you a pass. But she didn't want that blood on her hands. And she switched it around, like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you who did this.
And she said, so why are you telling me this? And she said, I promise you, you got my trust. And she said, yeah, I can trust you as much as you trust me. So I was like, okay, she got to tell somebody else. So she told nephew.
She told nephew, because she was like, I don't want my kids in this. I'm not going to lose nobody else just to make you feel better, or just for you to get revenge, or whatever you want to get. Because she didn't know anything about Lorenzo. So she was like, it's something up with you. That's why I said, when she's being nice, they need to know that Monet is up to no good when she's being nice. She was like, yeah, something ain't right with this.
So like, why now? Why you telling me all these years? You want to tell me now?
And now it's going to be crazy that Drew and the cousin have this relationship or bond going on, and now he killed your father.
Let's see,
so that's going to be war.
Yeah, because they showed the next upcoming episode, and Drew going hard. Drew the only one going hard looking for the killer for his father. And I'm like, everybody else is like, leave it alone. So Drew may not know that Lorenzo killed Zeke. I think if they just tell him Lorenzo killed Zeke, he would leave it alone and he lied.
Right.
But wait until she finds out that Kane knew.
I know. But how would she know?
It slipped. He's real messy.
Because he already said, yeah, I don't know, who. She asked him about what did she ask him about in the car?
About
who told you that such and such was the one that killed Zeke? He was like, Poppy. Did she say Poppy said it, or?
Yeah, he said Poppy said that. And then she said, so your Poppy said that? He said, yeah. She said, so you believed him? He said, well, it's Poppy. He didn't need a lot of us like that. So she was like, all right, bet. So I guess that confirmed it, that Lorenzo did it. And I guess he'd be all right, because he really found out about the same time she found out. Because remember, in Power, it's always like the next day. It's never days except for when you start all over again the season. So it's almost like the next day. So they found out about basically a day or two apart. So,
but she's also probably going to think back to everything you said. Your father was going along with it. It was something sneaky going on behind the scenes. You knew that shit, and you was holding it on. You was holding it against him. You weren't telling me. So she's gonna find a way through that. She brought Tariq. You said she was gonna bring her boy Tariq in there. I was like, up there she go, meeting with Tariq. And what did he tell her? He was like, yeah, he wasn't there. That's what gave her the information. He wasn't in town during that time. Damn. Their whole family gonna be all fucked up.
Because Tariq, as much as he doesn't want to be like Ghost, he is. And I bet you it's going to come out later that Ghost killed his father and Tariq killed him. So how are you going to stop this? Now, what I want to see is with Effie, Tariq now is in, Tariq and Monet are now in the same type of scenario. They don't know anyone that they can trust. The only one that they can trust, only one he can trust is Monet. The only one Monet can trust is Tariq. So it's going to be them two against the world. I don't see them hooking up, but I just see them two not destroying that trust that they got, because he found out that Lawrence
I
alive.
forgot about that. She came looking for that nigga.
Because Sax found that information about the record. He called his girl Jenny. Jenny kept deading him. So of course he's like, all right, she's cheating on me again. So I'm gonna follow her. And he's like, so who is this? And then Lauren want to get out anyway. So he said, well, she's using you. And she's like, don't do this, don't do it. He said, Tariq didn't kill you. He said, I saw Tariq the way he was when you died. That it wasn't Tariq. She said, I told you it wasn't Tariq, it was Effie, because Brayden wanted to let her go. So, which makes me feel like he's not going to kill Brayden, because if she tells him, well, Brayden gave me money to go away, just disappear.
Right. She said Effie did it. You sent Effie to kill me. Like, what? Yeah, now he's gonna bring it up to Effie. Well, Tariq, I was just trying to protect you. I was just trying. And you said, did you say no? You said Tariq might kill Lauren. You think he might kill Effie?
No, I think he's still gonna kill Lauren, because Lauren was working with the feds. So now in the back of his head, he doesn't know she's still working with, because she said she told him
bigger people to worry about, or you got more people than me. And
yeah, you got the feds and everybody else, because he said, so he's in the back of his head is like, what did you tell? Like,
so no matter, they look at it like Effie was trying to protect him.
Yes, that's what if you don't go down to street code, yes, Effie was trying to protect him. She knew she was weak. She would talk to the feds. She was working with the feds. Remember, she had the wire and stuff. So this person had to go. So I don't think he's going to kill. I think he loves Lauren, but I think you got to go, because I can't trust you. You know my lifestyle. And as much as he will want to get out, he can't get out, because they now, when they got the little spy thingy for the Haitians, they're really like, okay, now we partners. And they're like, dang, we didn't even want this.
Yeah. But then you got Brayden got captured for sneaking around in the house. But they done found Effie sneaking around the house too, and they ain't torture her.
Because Effie did what a woman does.
Yeah, she did. I'm just looking for the paintings. I just wanted to see.
And that's all he had to say. He would have been like, oh, my bad, it's my first time here in a mansion. This house is bigger than my house. I'm a West End, I was just mesmerized. I was just walking around. I apologize. And did like that. But he didn't, of course, and they beat him up. And I'm like, yo, you can't do nothing. But he didn't speak, which was good. He kept his mouth shut. So maybe he is in it more than what I thought. At first it was like, okay, you're doing this because you don't have to do this, but maybe he really likes doing this now. And
rush.
Yes. But they got out, and when she was like, oh, we weren't gonna let you die, and they stood up off the mountain, I was like, oh, we're okay. So I was like, okay, they got this. And now the Haitian feels comfortable with them. So now they got even more work. And I was like, yo, she crazy, because this is the funny thing. She killed her baby father, right? And Effie said something to her, boy, she killed her baby father. I said, honey, you sleeping with a man that killed his daddy.
True.
So if he killed his daddy, honey, he'll kill you. But she doesn't know that. Because I don't think he told her that he killed his daddy, right?
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think the only person that knows is him and Tommy. And everybody else assumes that he did it. But only him and Tommy. And Tommy told Tommy not to say nothing.
Yeah. Well, now that brings us to the segue of beef. Like, all of these episodes, all these shows got beef with somebody. It's one team against another team, one neighborhood against another neighborhood. Everybody got beef. So now we could talk about the Netflix show Beef.
Yes.
And I still don't know that lady name.
I don't either. I don't know. I just know the brother, the guy she got beef with, her husband and the daughter, and the corporate lady. Like, okay. The part that got me was when they were in therapy and she was just lying her ass off. Like, and the therapist knew it too. She was like, great way of using that analogy about your life. Wow. Like, I was cracking up. And then for her to be talking to his brother and not knowing, she doesn't know that's his brother, right?
He did.
She did. Okay. So
she looked up his business and she sent the message to the business thinking it was to reach him. And then when the brother responded back with the picture he took in the kitchen of like his chest, she saw that picture. So she was like, this ain't him. So she's like, I'm going to keep messaging back and forth, and realized that was his brother.
Yeah, but he knows her as Kayla.
Yeah.
That's not her name. No, that's not her name. She wears that blonde wig.
Yeah. So he knows her as Kayla. But during having the conversations back and forth, she knew who he was.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think she was liking the attention and the fact that he was a little rougher than her husband. And, you know, because her husband was a little soft, like, oh, you're not going to do nothing. You. So he was acting like a little scaredy cat most of the time. But I finished the season, so I won't go too far with you guys. So I know she still has to catch up. But we're on the episode. Well, she's on the episode where Amy's away at a conference. She went away to the conference, and what's his name? Paul is the brother. Danny. So Paul is there at the same location. He's popping up on Amy at the hotel. Did you see the scene where they're like hanging out together in the room?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're hanging out together in the room, getting high. They were high as hell, jumping around like little kids, playing around, having the best time of their life. And Paul took Danny's truck. Danny got all of these stolen goods in the truck and all his work stuff. And then the cousin was like, let's go get it. Let's go find him. Like, y'all going to this big hotel and how y'all gonna find him? Y'all just gonna go around yelling his name?
They ain't even gonna hunt them upstairs. Like, y'all don't understand. They don't give you no. Well, it's a show, so let's see.
Yeah. So then she happened to be on a panel, so they see her picture. Well, Danny sees her picture and was like, "Wait a minute, that's that bitch." That's what he got her. He has her name in the phone as that bitch, right? It's like that's that bitch. So Danny he asked a question at the conference and was like, "Well, what do you do if somebody just beeps their horn at you and something tries to run you off?" Whatever he said. And so she was like, "No, he's drunk." She's playing it off. Yeah, this is what you get, when you give people drinks and alcohol. But then the other Asian lady starts trying to put pieces of the puzzle together because she's mad because she's no longer BFFs with her sister-in-law anymore. So she's like, he said white SUV, and she's looking at the picture, all of this stuff. So yeah, I can't wait till you see how the rest of it unfolds.
I know. I know. I was watching it and then I got a phone call. I'm like, always when I'm starting to sit here, and then the woman has more. I think she has more of a gift of gab than you and I put together. So and it was just over, and it was like, okay, I gotta go to bed.
Oh wow. Okay, so yep. I hope you guys are tuning in to Beef. I'm also watching a couple of other shows. I've been watching Bel Air. I've been watching The Mindy Project. Have you ever heard of The Mindy Project?
I've heard of it, but never watched it.
Okay, so that's on Netflix too. The Mindy Project, about this Indian lady that's a doctor. And it just shows how awkward some people can be. Like, she says whatever she wants out of her mouth. She just does the weirdest things. And she's in this office full of weird people. And it's a really silly show. And they have 6 seasons. And I'm only on season 1. So I was like, damn, that's a lot. So yeah, I've been watching The Mindy Project. And just finished Love is Blind season 4, which Love was late on their on their live season finale, not season finale, but reunion, which Twitter was going crazy.
That's what it was. TikTok was, because they had so many people that were doing like watching shows.
They were an hour late.
And I'm like, what are they doing? They're like, why are they late? Why? Let me refresh it. Let me refresh it. Let me refresh it. So I noticed people do that on TikTok now, that they're streaming shows on their live. Like, so people that don't have cable, they're like, oh, which show do you want to watch today? Well, I'll put the camera up and let the TV go.
I've seen that. I've seen people putting UFC games on TikTok. They probably gonna put the fight that's coming on Saturday on TikTok so people can watch it. I know they charging $10 to get in Dave and Buster's because the fight is going on with Davis and Garcia on Saturday.
I could see them saying, because I noticed what they were doing too on TikTok. They'll make a sub only chat, a sub only live. So then they're like, all right, I'm going to make my money on top of this money. So I did notice that a lot of sub only stuff coming out now.
All right, so now we're going to go to the main topic, which is a Q&A. This is different for us. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to send them in and we will address them or answer them on the episode. Yay! So this topic is on racism. Now, anything we say is our opinion. It's not facts. Yeah, we may make little comments here and there. We're not racist. Just regular human beings.
Just been through some stuff and have us being Black and brown women, we see things through our eyes, our lenses differently than other people. And her and I laugh at some stuff. I have a bad sense of humor. I shouldn't laugh at, I do laugh at. So don't ever take me to heart.
Right. So the question is from Anonymous. And the topic is, I think my neighbors are racist. My neighbors don't speak when we're outside and they cross the street when they see me and my family out. I'm constantly feeling judged. What should I do? Okay. Now, I've never experienced racism like in my own neighborhood, like where I live, where I reside. Well, I do have different races of people, and we kind of just speak to each other. We wave like, hey, or no, I do. I'm different. I will speak. I don't care who you are. And if I notice you're walking across the street or looking at me weird, I'll be like, hey, how are you? Have a good day.
I do that in the car when people stare. That's when and it catches them off guard and they go, hi, okay, so don't stare.
Have you ever experienced it in your own neighborhood?
Oh, yes. I have. Gotten looks, people crossing streets or not wanting to speak. Like, they cross the street deliberately so they don't have to speak, because then they don't have to come across the property. Or I told you when we had moved, the lady came in the backyard and was like, oh, we noticed that the neighborhood is changing and about going to a senior complex. And I said, okay, changing means that more of my color faces are popping up. And you're getting a little on edge about that, because, as soon as more brown people come in, that means our property level is going to go down. Or if you're cutting the grass, oh, looks great. Look, oh, nice job. Or like, we can't take care of a lawn. Like,
so you just kill them with kindness, huh?
Yes, I try to be nice. Because I'm like, well, I do have to live here. And I do have children. So I don't want them to be treated differently because, oh, your mom's a bee or whatever.
Right. Or the angry Black lady.
Yes, that's the other thing. I can't be the angry Black lady. And then, oh, I'm a Christian, so you have to be nice. But it's like, sometimes, girl, I want to take that salvation and you put it on that shelf. And I'm going to put it down. I'm going to pick it right back up when I get done. I'm going to put you right here for a second.
Wow. I mean, I guess it all depends on the energy that someone gives me. Now, them not speaking or walking across the street, I may have done that to people before. Like I've done that to Jehovah's Witnesses. If I see him, we'll hurry up and get out the car and be like, yo, they about to come knock on the door. Let's go.
I think everybody has done that. I think everybody has like, oh no, like put your head like that. Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
to any Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm just like, no.
But
even with the people passing out the carry out menus and stuff, like, or just if I don't really want to speak, I'm not going to speak. So I was just going to try to avoid you as much as possible. I don't think I've ever done that to another race. Unless they were trying to sell me something. And I just didn't want to be bothered with it.
That's true. I think that, yeah, like if you don't feel like being bothered or having someone come up to you and
yeah, I have experienced some forms of it at work, but it was never like blatant, oh, you're a Black person, I'm going to treat you differently. It was like just talking down a little bit, or oh, your hair, it looks so, is that real, or is that your hair, can I touch it? And I'm like, you just saw me with 2-inch hair and it was red yesterday, and then you see it blonde and it's all the way down my back. Come on now.
I got that. Do you braid your daughter's hair every morning? And I'm like, does it look like I braid her hair every morning? Or the whole, I told you when my children were born, they were light and they looked at my husband like, oh, so he's the dad? Oh, wow, I've never seen that before, and it's like, what do you mean? Yeah, so I get that. Or I don't know, it's just weird. I hate that. I hate the way they come, or the other one, the sister girlfriend ones, the ones that gotta like sister girlfriend you.
Oh, hey girlfriend, hey sis, or wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have lots of Black friends. I have lots of, like, why do you feel you need to tell us that?
Yes. There's no need to tell me. No, you have friends. All different shades, color, sizes, everything. You just have friends. There's no need to announcement or yes.
And so some of you viewing or listening may not consider these things as being racist, but depending on where you grew up from or some of the stories you've even been told by some of your family members, some of the elders, you're skeptical. Yeah, I said that right. You're skeptical and you don't really know if it's genuine or if it's somebody just being weird. Like the situation at my job, there was this Caucasian guy and he was just like, AU. And I was like, huh? Who's he talking to? He's like, yeah, I'm going to call you AU. That's going to be your new name. And I was like, no, it's not. You know my name. Call me my name. So I was like, why would you think that was something acceptable to do? Like, have you done that to anybody else in his office? And he thought it was funny to the point where I needed to really, I was like, no, can we go to your office for a second? I need to talk to you. Like, I really didn't feel comfortable with you saying that. It made me feel some type of way. And I would prefer if you just call me by my name.
No, I dealt with that at work. Remember the little fingers, the little finger grip thingies? There was a white woman at work. I'm gonna go around and finger everybody. Look, you want to be fingered? You want to be fingered? You want to be fingered? And I'm like, that's nasty. Like you can't. Don't say that. Like somebody can go to HR with that. And they do try to change our names a lot. It's like, oh, your name is Jessica. I'm gonna change your name to Jess. Hey, Jess. And it's like, I didn't say my name was Jess. Don't shorten my name. Don't change my name. My name is my name. Unless I tell you I would like to be called X, Y, and Z, then you can call me with whatever. But that, or that automatically not thinking that you're married.
Right.
Oh, or they think you live in an apartment. You give them your address. What apartment number? There is no apartment number. No apartment number.
So do you guys think that these things are acts of racism? Or do you just think that some people, that's who they are? I don't know. What do you think? Are we overreacting? Are we feeling some type of way because of these things? And like, it's really no point of it. Let us know what you think. But getting back to the question, what should the person do? Because they're constantly feeling judged by their neighbors, especially the ones that don't speak and they cross the street when they see them. So I guess with me, I would say speak. I would say do something to break the cycle, because either they're doing something that's a learned habit, or they're expecting you to, I don't know, like they might have preconceived notions already of what they think you may do, they think you might act, or maybe they have had some bad experiences with other people of color and they just want to avoid it. But you have to be the one to stand in your power and break the cycle by doing something different. Because if you let them think that that's okay, or you don't acknowledge that you notice, then they're going to keep on doing it. And then their next generation may do the same thing to your kids. So I would say don't allow yourself to feel judged by anyone else, because no one's obligated to speak to you. No one's obligated to interact with you, walk on your side of the street, or anything like that. But if you want to do something different, you have to be the one to lead by example. So I would say speak. I would say do what you would normally do if they were around. If they weren't around, and live your life to the fullest. Let go of whatever fears, worries, or preconceived notions you might have against other people or other races. And you have to be the light that shines. Oh, there is a light that shines. I'm sorry. I think a song pops up in my head about everything. But be that light. Be that light that shines. Don't allow someone to make you feel less than, and stand in your power and show them what that looks like without being aggressive, without being an angry person, so you won't be labeled or judged. So that will continue to go on throughout our lifetime. We have to be able to shift our legacies and our destinies, because we aren't growing up in an age where we're not in slavery time. We don't have water fountains that say black and white. We don't have to be separated. So we have to find a way to kind of coexist. We don't like gentrification because all the white people moving into our neighborhoods. We don't like all of these different things, but we're kind of doing the same thing that other people are doing to us. So how can we do something different? And yeah, that's the way I look at it. What do you think?
No, I agree with
What
you.
advice would you have?
The same thing. I would have them try to speak, because I think it's in, what's it, Mississippi? They're trying to bring Jim Crow back because they never really got rid of Jim Crow. A lot of the laws were not abolished. They just stopped abiding by them as much, and they're trying to bring them back to the forefront again. So if we don't change now to get everybody to try to be all together, it can go right back to where it was back in the 60s, in the 50s, because technically, that's where people felt they had the best, because they had the most control.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotten out of control now, and they need to tighten the ropes. So you had to make it harder, and I think it's like that sometimes. Some communities don't want certain people there, so they'll look at them and they'll go, no, all by your name or your color. When you come, like buying a house, I think sometimes it's the worst thing, because you can have like A1 credit, and if that seller looks at you and goes, I'm not going to sell my house to a Hispanic or I'm a Black person, you know what I'm saying? So they can just judge you off of that and have the right to tell you no, and then they'll lie. Oh no, we weren't looking for a FHA, we're looking for a conventional, or we weren't looking for a VA loan, we were looking for a FHA loan. Mm-hmm. Just so that it's not racist. We're not being racist, So I say, like, you make them speak. Like, I'll speak to you, and then I'm the bigger person. So if you fail to speak to me, then that just shows you. But hey, kill them with kindness, like you said.
Yeah. And you mentioned Mississippi. That reminds me of that that article or thing you showed me that our buddy Ave,
Yes.
Ave sent. Can you tell us a little bit about?
Sure. Yes, he sent me an article and he was like, you guys are two Black women on this platform and your mothers. So I thought this would be a great subject to talk about. It was a lady and she is let me get her name so I don't want to mess her name up. Her name is Fannie Lou Hammer. And her daughter just passed and her mother was sterilized. So it was back in the day, she was having issues with her uterus, but like a lot of women were, Black women. And it was something about a tumor, a fibroid, a polyp, something that could have been scraped, shrunk, you know, even given sometimes medication so that you can pass it and that you can still have children. They were giving them hysterectomies or partial hysterectomies. And at one time it was called the Mississippi appendectomy. So, you know, if you had a few miscarriages or had tumors, they were like, oh no, your whole insides are messed up. We need to take them. So that was a way of trying to stop the population of Black people. When you think about it, just a couple decades before, they needed as many Black children to be born because remember, they needed all those slaves. Now they say, oh, you guys have children like rabbits. So now we have to stop that. So it was sad that the mother had to adopt children because she could no longer do it. And she's not the only one. My maternal grandmother, they tried that when she was in her early 20s. She was having issues getting pregnant. I believe they said she had like fibroids or cysts. Oh, we're just going to do a hysterectomy on you. And she's like, that doesn't sound right. Mind you, this is Pennsylvania. This is not even the Deep South. And they were trying it as well. And she's like, that doesn't sound right. Like, you know, just because I'm having issues getting pregnant, you don't say it's all messed up. So it's sad that this was going on, but her daughter was fighting, you know, the good fight to make sure people knew about this and it wasn't going around and, you know, to get second opinions. Because I mean, I'm thinking about it as myself having children and having a lot of miscarriages. I mean, if they come to me and say, well, we want to take your uterus, and I know we talked about it in another episode where they offered that to you. They really didn't say, okay, let's see what other stuff we can go to that's not that drastic. Because you know how it is. Some women, if you take their ovaries, they go right into menopause. So it's like, and then I think sometimes they get, if you take the ovaries, sometimes they get with osteoporosis because you're losing all that nutrients so early on. It now causes a whole lot more different diseases and things that go on, and they age quicker. And then who's to say that they don't die faster?
Yeah. So this is just to bring up another form of racism, because like if you even check the statistics, it's been said that there's more African American women who are being given hysterectomies or recommended to get a hysterectomy than Caucasian. So it's like that, like she said, that's the population, stopping the population from growing. And then it's like more African American women are diagnosed with fibroids and all of these things going on in their body. And they're like, oh, it's the foods you eat. Oh, it's the this. And we may get cancer from wearing hair relaxers and stuff. It's like
hair color. They're saying hair color now.
So it's like all of these things that we're using
yes,
can cause all of these things. And I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at the fact of all of these things happening, but I'm laughing at, like, this is just crazy. That all of the things that we like and we utilize, and we've been doing for years now, it's like baby powder can cause this and this can cause this. It's like, well, are y'all checking this stuff?
But you know, it was forced upon us. You think about that. The creamy crack, because you had to look a certain way. So now you force this upon women that women didn't even have, like a texture. Your hair texture is the same hair texture that I have. I was told that I needed a perm. We really don't need a perm. We could just blow dry hair, press it, and it'd be straight. But it won't be that bone silky straight that just flows and stays straight. So now you putting all those chemicals into your body at a young age. You know, they had 3-year-olds getting perms, and you're doing that for years. So you think about it, okay, you start when you're 3 or 5, and now you have cancer at 25, 27, 30. Yeah, because you've been doing it for about 27 years plus. So all those chemicals that you're putting into your body, and they market it to us. Or even like you talk about getting a hysterectomy. I forgot when I was 28, I had fibroids. She said, well, they're going to come back, so we could just do a partial hysterectomy now. And I'm like, but I'm 28. I may want to still have children. I mean, I'm giving myself till 35. So, you know, I still
won't tie your tubes.
Yes.
Which can be reversed. They just want to take it all away.
Yes, because you have fibroids. Oh, because they're going to keep coming back. Okay, well, they keep coming back. I can keep getting this procedure, but I'm not going to take the chance of me getting away unless you really are done having children, then fine. But you put that on a person and they make it feel like, well, you were wrong for keeping your uterus. You're wrong for letting your body to continue to go through that. But then some people get a partial hysterectomy and they lose that sense of having children, and then they lose their mind somewhat. So it's like, do they want this for us? And it's crazy. Like you said, baby powder. But this is why I don't understand. If you're using that same powder on a baby, then why aren't the babies getting cancer? But why is it just us? Was it baby powder sold at certain stores? You know, where was it the Dollar Trees or the dollar stores? And these neighborhoods were those shower to shower powders sent that way and not to the other ones, and that's why the other stores don't have it. I mean, even when they were first doing the vaccine, I heard a lot of people, well, we're going to go to the white neighborhoods because we think that they're not going to give them something that they would give us. Which was sad that us as a community of minorities all together, we have to think like that.
Yeah. And it's sad that we do have to think that way. And it could come off as paranoid or like y'all don't have any facts. You don't know the truth. This is all assumption. But it's like, if we look at the statistics as well and the science behind it, like, it just don't seem right.
Just look at this Tuskegee Airmen, the Tuskegee experiment that went all the way up, I think, to the 70s or maybe 80s when they were giving the men the syphilis and not treating them. My paternal grandmother will not get a flu shot because of that. They were giving them syphilis on purpose, and they wanted to see how syphilis would be in a Black person untreated.
Wow.
And everything that they would go through. So that's what they did to all those men and made them sick like that. And they deliberately did this. And this was okay by the US government. So it wasn't something that was hush hush. They knew about it. And we're supposed to just accept any and everything that they throw at us without questioning. And if we do question, you're wrong for questioning that. You know, and it's not just like when you're pregnant. And they're, you can take this and you can take that. And I'm like, no, I have a friend that's pregnant. And she said, the doctor said I can take. I said, no. You know, it's known that the medicine that they give women to stop the nausea may cause cleft lips. Why would they give that to you? So then now you have a child that's born with a disability. No. Or, you know, they'll give you something like, I wouldn't take that. No. We're going to find something, all natural stuff to start, you know, get rid of this stuff. So sometimes I'm like, you know, do they mean well, or do they want to give you a child with a disability? Well, let's see what this happens when this child does this, or, you know, or this blood type takes this, and let's see what this happens. Okay, we saw with a white woman, let's see with a Black woman, or let's see with this. And it's not fair to us.
Yeah, it's not. And this is part of the reason why people could think that it's all racially discriminatory. Is that a word?
Yes. Yes.
Like it just doesn't seem right. It doesn't feel right. So yeah, when it comes to what we can do, like even speaking about different things on your platforms, but it can all, well, we can play a part by even how we interact with each other on a day-to-day basis. We might not be able to change all of these things in the world, but if we just take it one day at a time, one step at a time, one person at a time, who knows what could happen for our children and our grandchildren and their grandchildren. So we gotta shift shit up. We gotta shake it up a little bit to cause some change and to speak up for ourselves, get second opinions. But it starts with one little thing. If you don't say anything, you keep your mouth closed, you sweep things under the rug, like we got to start doing something different.
No, we do. Yeah. Even too, if you have a neighbor, I think be nice about it. Say, hey, Wendy, every time I come out, it seems like you go inside. Did I do something? Did I say something? Do I stink? Does it
No.
Oh,
We're like, here's some muffins. They probably like, I'm not eating this shit.
I was watching that movie over the weekend. It was on BET with Karen. And did you see that movie, Karen, on BET?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Did you watch Orange is the New Black?
Yes.
Okay. Punta, what's her name? Punta County, something.
Kentucky.
Yeah. So she plays this racist Karen. And the
Oh.
black girl brings her a sweet potato pie and like she dumps it. But then her daughter has a black boyfriend. She's like, if my mom ever finds out, and then you see where it came from. They show the backstory. She said, well, we lived in the city, and that's when all the black people moved in. The neighborhood changed. Our parents had to do so hard to survive. We moved it to the suburbs to stay safe. Now they're coming in here. So now they think it's going to happen again, which is everybody's not the same. So I understand that happened to you in the past, but it doesn't going to mean that the same type of people that are moving in now are going to do the same. People have evolved,
Right.
I think if you have enough money to own a house, you want to upkeep your house. You're not going to make your neighborhood turn into a crime-ridden neighborhood because you have to live there as well. Now, if I don't live there, it's something different. But if I have to sleep there every night, I don't want to live in a neighborhood that's, I don't want to live where I once lived and now bring all that back just to feel at home. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to leave that over there, this here.
Yep. All right. Well, that is the end of our episode for Soul Healer Podcast. Send in your questions if you want us to address them or talk about them on the episode. And until next time, we will chat with you and see you later.
Bye.